Right, coming up, former EastEnders actor Max Bowden joins us at 12:45. He'll be sharing some stories from the square and why he's passionate about opening up about mental health. Now, today's guest played Ben Mitchell in EastEnders for 5 years, but he's now swapped Albert Square for treading the boards in his new theatre role. Here to tell us more about life since leaving Walford, please welcome Max Bowden.
Exciting.
Not a fairground ride.
Not yet.
It's not. I'm now absolutely obsessed with your tash because I really like it.
I'm glad you are.
Is that for that's for the bird song, isn't it? 'Cause
Yes.
that's a theatre show that you're in.
It's very, very World War One-esque, yeah. It wasn't my personal choice, I'll be honest, but
But you
You carry it well, Max.
Thank you, Denise.
It's strong.
Thank you.
So, what's it been like treading the boards? It's over at Richmond Theatre, isn't it?
Yeah, we're in Richmond this week, which is lovely. It's obviously a stunning part of the world.
Yeah.
It's been strange, but really cathartic and beautiful. The production is obviously quite timely with everything that's going on in the world right now. It's a World War One production, which we thought was the war to end all wars, and yet here we are. So from a sort of artistic perspective, it's been amazing, but it's tiring. I'm pretty shattered.
But you also said it was cathartic. Why did you say that?
Well, I did it 10 years ago, playing a 15-year-old then, so obviously I've had a tough paper round. So, yeah, it's very different to what it was 10 years ago. I think looking at things slightly older and realising the input and output that productions like this can have on the world, and certainly our country, is quite important. Yeah.
Now, in terms of leaving EastEnders, of course, how has that been for you, going from sort of this... Because being in a soap is a big beast. I mean, we have quite a few of the ladies on the panels have been in soaps or currently in soaps, and it is quite a big beast to be a part of, and then sort of move into something smaller. Do you miss being part of that big production?
Oh, I think, of course. I mean, it was I learnt so much about my craft and about myself eventually, you know, in 5 very great but tough years. So to sort of have that slow down period in a way to sort of reflect and go back to the origins of why I started acting in the first place has been quite lovely. I miss it, but I'm really, really content where I am and sort of enjoying the process again. When you're doing a soap, it's all very instinctive. Everything's very quick, as I'm sure.
Yes, very quick.
It's very quick. There's no time to breathe.
There's been kind of different moments. There was a funny moment at the beginning. The first day, I think you had your line and you cut into someone who's quite popular.
Yeah, he's fairly popular. Yeah, my first scene was with Steve McFadden and Letitia Dean. So you're in at the deep
greats.
end, right?
Yeah.
Well, yes, quite. And we were doing a line run, and I cut Steve's line off, and he just went, well, he's keen, isn't he?
And stayed for 5 years.
Yeah, well, I was that keen.
And it's great. And, you know, obviously the storylines change with such an iconic show, but there was a storyline that was so close to your heart because you lost your best friend through, you know, the same kind of illness that happened. Brain cancer.
Yeah, it was very quick. So Max was sort of the life and soul of every party. He was a businessman. He was very successful. And on the Friday, I was sent a text by him saying Ronaldo was going back to United, a voice note, and then 12 hours later he went into a coma from an undiagnosed brain tumour. So yeah, it started a very dark time in terms of me understanding and processing what was going on. And I think from a sort of selfish perspective, when you then play that story out again, it does release a lot of inner turmoil. So it's been a weird sort of time.
Did you get help?
Yeah. The BBC were really, really forthcoming, and I've eventually found this amazing charity, which I'm sure we will talk about, who have been so great with giving utensils and tools just to help people who are dealing with grief and maybe not in the right way.
Did you know, there was a part where you said that there was, towards the end of EastEnders, you had a part of burnout. Was that because of the contribution of having to, you know, relive a story that you were so close to, or just the, you know, the intensity of being in such a big soap?
I mean, it's In retrospect, I think it's probably an amalgamation of things. You know, I was, of course, very tired. I was very depressed. I think, honestly, and it's an intense working environment because of the nature of what we're doing. You know, when you're telling the stories of every man, every woman,
so
it's incredibly imperative that we do it justice and we do it, you know, to the status and the width that we need to.
Yeah.
So with that, you can sometimes burn out, and then I think, I was at that point, and it was the right time.
Did your family help with that? Because one of the things I loved this morning when you walked in is you brought your nan in with you.
I did.
Did you?
I did.
Give a wave, Nan!
It's her absolute favourite show.
Oh.
And we have quite a good relationship, love, don't we? So so if I didn't bring her today, I'd have been sacked. But yeah, no, she's very grateful. You've all been so lovely. So
Oh, no.
He's a good boy, isn't he? Oh.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, do you think that helps with the madness of the career that you're in? Because I know how much your family means to you, Den, with the madness of sort of the acting world and the ups and downs and what have you. Do you think that having that big that loving family around you has helped you in lots of different ways?
For sure. I think it's strange, isn't it? I again, on reflection, I think there's times where you forget that. When you're so busy and life is going 100 miles an hour and sort of home has always been my grounding place, to come home and just go, breathe.
Yeah.
And I think, taking it for granted is silly, but it's sometimes human nature.
Yeah.
So, I think I'm very lucky, you know.
It's so good.
But
It's so
really
empowering.
lovely.
that you
So very
say
quickly, yes or no, you're going to go watch your mate in Strictly?
Well, I'm working every Saturday until the semi-final.
Excuses.
So I'm praying that he gets to the semis, because I said I'm there. I'm there.
Oh, we'll do absolutely brilliantly. Look, Max Bowden, ladies and gentlemen. Well, if you're struggling with grief, please do go to our website, itv.com/helplines for organisations that can help. But still to come, we're tackling some relationship dilemmas, plus we're talking about the power of a good gossip. So we'll see you after this.